Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to give Parliament an update on the nationwide implementation of digital television broadcasting migration, Madam Speaker. Last year, Madam Speaker, we had informed Parliament on the implementation of digital television broadcasting service. We had also informed Parliament on our plans to roll out nationwide wireless service by the end of December 2017. Madam Speaker, we are pleased to inform Parliament that we have achieved this, which has not necessarily been an easy feat. Madam Speaker, for the benefit of honourable members, those members who may need a refresher, please allow me to provide some background. In September 2014, the Department of Communications, then called Department of Communications, began site preparation, procurement and installation of the equipment in the anticipation of the rollout of the national digital television platform, which we now refer to as Aiyaz-Sayed Khaiyum. Test transmission commenced in Suva in 2015, and once the proof of concept was accepted, it's performing to expectations, the implementation plans for the nationwide rollout was prepared. Aiyaz-Sayed Khaiyum was then established as a 100% government-owned company in 2015, which is currently chaired by the Solicitor General, to implement this project and took over the active administration of this project. A large-scale public trial then commenced in August 2016 for the Greater Suva area. This trial was extended to the Western Division in December of 2016. On 20 December 2017 is scheduled, and as we had alluded to earlier, the Aiyaz-Sayed digital service was launched nationwide with much excitement and indeed celebration, Madam Speaker. Communities around Fiji switched on, and for the first time we were able to access crystal clear free-to-air television broadcast. Areas that previously only had access to paid television services to Sky Pacific could now access free-to-air television and, more importantly, local content including news. The Aiyaz-Sayed service went live with 8 channels, Madam Speaker, 2 more than what was promised to Fijians who have for a very long time demanded access to greater content choices. The channels included, Madam Speaker, FBC TV, Fiji 1, My TV, FBC Plus, Channel 2, FBC 2, Parliament TV, and Hope TV. Of course, there's opportunities to add more channels, Madam Speaker, all free to air. Analog services, Madam Speaker, cover approximately 80 to 85% of the population using 8 terrestrial transmission sites. A good portion of those covered, however, still had to put up with poor reception and quality, as the analog service is susceptible to issues such as what we call ghosting, snowy picture quality, and transmission drops caused by poor weather. Even on the very first day of the launch, the Aiyaz-Sayed digital television service had exceeded the analog coverage. Aiyaz-Sayed covered 92% of the country via terrestrial means through using 17 transmission sites and 100% through the use of satellite transmission, similar to how Sky Pacific actually works, but with a clear difference being that there are no monthly costs. The free-to-air channels on the Aiyaz-Sayed platform will obviously always remain free, Madam Speaker. Aiyaz-Sayed has now become a vehicle through which we can disseminate knowledge and information and, of course, entertainment to ordinary Fijians. It has become a medium through which our people can better be informed about what is happening in Fiji and the world around us. Of course, they are watching us at the moment through the free-to-air parliamentary channel. It has become the connecting hub for communities as they converge in communal places such as community halls to watch our 7 heroes compete on the global scene, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this also allows us to communicate to people ahead of a significant weather event and inform them what to do. This is fantastic in supporting a disaster management response also. Aiyaz-Sayed is more than a service, Madam Speaker, that gives people access to entertainment. It has become a unifying force, as we know, that is bridging the knowledge gap between Fijians from across the country. The Fijian government has a vision where in the future all broadcasting services, Madam Speaker, free-to-air or paid television services could be accessed from the same infrastructure and set-top box. This means we may have multiple service providers, but essentially they will have to be available on the same Aiyaz-Sayed platform with the same reach. Consumers would not need to maintain and run different equipment for accessing paid TV services and another set of equipment to access free-to-air services. That's what we're planning to do, Madam Speaker. Already, we've seen the benefit in the use of a common infrastructure. Previously, for example, My TV was only available to viewers in the Greater Suva area, Nandi, Lautoka, and some parts of Lambasa. Being available on the Aiyaz-Sayed platform, Madam Speaker, has meant that overnight, My TV has the same footprint as other broadcasters, namely FBC and Fiji TV. Once the analog switch is switched off, or signal I should say switched off, Sky Pacific will also be shown on the Aiyaz-Sayed platform as a paid TV service. And I understand discussions concerning this are currently going on with our technical people. Madam Speaker, this brings me to the issue why pay TV operators are prohibited from airing local commercial advertisements. As members of Parliament are aware, Section 42A1 of the Media Industry Development Act 2010 prohibits the airing of local content or any subscription-based pay television services owned by a foreign person or media organization. Pay TV operators collect revenue from subscriptions for the provision of premium broadcasting service. They should not be allowed to exploit the situation and then earn additional revenue for selling of airtime for commercials. So, Madam Speaker, when you pay, for example, $50 or $60, you're paying to get entertainment. And that's what you're specifically providing. There is a limited pool of advertising in Fiji. We're not even 1 million people, which amongst others comprise of telecommunication companies, hardware companies, retailers and supermarkets. Imagine a scenario where a pay TV operator backed by its deep pockets and resources, getting $50, $60 a month, secured a good portion of the local advertising market through offering very cheap advertising rates. This will have an enormous negative impact on the income from the local free-to-air broadcasters, which are MyTV, FBC and Fiji TV. Reduction in the revenue of free-to-air broadcaster will mean that for the local free-to-air broadcaster to survive, it must reduce costs, it must reduce content. Local broadcasters may be forced to close operations. Consequently, with the collapse of the free-to-air market, pay TV providers would run a monopoly and will be at liberty to increase rates for the subscribers as they choose, being a monopoly. Madam Speaker, the current legislative provisions protect not only our local broadcasters, but also the people who stand to be exploited should pay TV be the only choice they have. Fiji's case is unique in the sense that due to a small population base and a limited advertisers pool, Madam Speaker, there must be protection established to ensure that local free-to-air broadcasters can survive, thrive, and indeed continue to provide services to the ordinary Fijian. Madam Speaker, following the entire nationwide rollout last December, communities in Fiji welcome Wailesi with open arms. The following sites where Wailesi is transmitting from are Levu, covering Greater Sue area and areas from Tailevu to Pacific Harbour, Domowale, Pacific Harbour to Namosi, Gunusini Tange, which is in Singatoga, Kavu Kavu, out of Singatoga, parts of Nandi, Sambeto, Greater Nandi to Lotoka area, Lololo, Greater Ba area, Tunreke, Tavua, parts of Ba, Koro'o, Tavua, parts of Ra, Nandarivatu, Monosavu, Central Vitilevu, Rakiraki, which covers Greater Rakiraki area, Matawai Levu, between Rakiraki and Tailevu, Savusavu, which is Savusavu town area, Ulivuya, Nambualu and surrounding areas, Delaikoro, Greater Lambasa, Senganga, Nandongo areas, Devo Peak, Island of Tavyuni, Kandavu, Winise area, Levuka town area. Areas such as Kavukavu, parts of Singatoka, interior of Namosi, highlands of Nani, large parts of Ra. In fact, since Winston, there had been no TV coverage by any of the providers in Tavu, Monosavu, Matukola, large parts of Rakiraki, Mataiwai Levu, large parts of Tailevu, inner parts of Naitasiri, Bua, Savusavu, Nandongo, Tavyuni, Kandavu, Levuka are of particular interest to us, as these areas had little or no analog coverage at all. But they can now receive transmission, and that too, for most parts, via terrestrial antenna. Some, of course, are covered through satellite routes. Wailesi has also been on a program which, as part of its corporate social responsibility, has been connecting communal places such as community halls to the Wailesi services. This makes a lot of sense, especially for rural maritime communities where not every household could have access to a television set or utilities. Where need has been established following an application on behalf of the community in a survey, Wailesi installs a receiver in a nominated communal location. 10 rural communities, Madam Speaker, have been covered through this program. They include areas in the highlands of Nandi, Korombembe village and Nangando village, rural Ra, Rambulu village and Draunivi, Tavyuni, Gomau village, Naselesele village and Somosomo village, Savusavu, which is Tukavesi, Drakeniwai and Naweni villages. Wailesi has also dispatched satellite receiving kits to Dikombia, Madam Speaker, where Fijians for the first time are enjoying free-to-air television services with 8 channels. Kits have also been dispatched to the islands of Moala and Rotuma and will be commissioned in the coming days. In fact, over the next few months, it is Wailesi's aim to ensure every maritime island has a communal location so that residents can access free-to-air broadcasting services. The number of communal locations on an island will depend on the size of the communities. Madam Speaker, at this juncture, I would like to share a heartwarming story with you on how Wailesi is practically impacting ordinary Fijians even in the most remote and rural areas of Fiji. There is a story about Matawailevu village in Nalawa Ra. This village has not had television before and has very limited access to the internet. We wish to thank a volunteer community health worker by the name of Sarema Nyundamu, who has worked tirelessly to help people in the area access Wailesi. Over the past month, she had visited people in her village, namely the senior citizens, and assisted them with their subsidy applications. Before Wailesi, the community had no TV access except for paid television services through Sky Pacific, which they have to pay on a monthly basis. They couldn't watch local news, or sports, or parliament. Now, as Sarema says, Wailesi, and I quote, is making a big difference. Now we have a clear view for all 8 channels and people are more informed, unquote. This village is now more connected to the rest of the country and the world. Sarema has helped over 15 families get Wailesi. She is an example of how many people like her that are helping the villages and communities in getting access to Wailesi service for the betterment of the communities, Madam Speaker. We currently have over 11,000 households using the service throughout the country. The Wailesi set-top boxes are sold at a number of outlets, which include Courts, TFL, Home and Living, Tapus and Roop's Big Bear. The increase in the number of retailers has also led to a decline in the prices of the STBs, or the set-top boxes, which during promotions are available for $89 as compared to $99.95, which is the regular price. Of course, Wailesi remains open to partnering with even more retailers to ensure that access to these STBs are as easy as possible for Fijians. The satellite STB receivers are available for purchase directly from Wailesi at a cost of $250 and can be purchased on application once Wailesi determines that the area for which this is being purchased has no terrestrial coverage. So once you get the dish and you get the set-top box, Madam Speaker, that's it. You're connected to 8 channels. There's no monthly fees, nothing whatsoever. It's a one-off cost. A toll-free centre, Madam Speaker, was established by Wailesi to aid viewers experiencing technical issues. In addition to this, Wailesi maintains a Facebook page with over 7,000 likes and followers and a website with 20,329 page views to disseminate information pertaining to the service. Since the launch in December, Wailesi has had 40,300 engagements with Fijians through Facebook, and the Wailesi customer service team responds to approximately 40 to 50 messages, comments, or chats per day from across Fiji. Wailesi advertising has reached much of the country through newspaper, radio, Facebook, Google ads, and YouTube advertising. Wailesi is communicating to people in the various vernacular languages, both in advertising and customer service helpline. Market research conducted by Wailesi found that 1 out of 10 people knew of Wailesi before the launch in December. Now 6 out of 10 people know of Wailesi. Madam Speaker, the government, ensuring that our most marginalized also benefit from this program, has put in place a subsidy program that allows any household with an annual combined income of under $30,000 to receive a free set-top box paid fully by government as approved through the budgetary process, Madam Speaker. 11,307 households presently qualify for the subsidy, and approximately 1,300 households have already received the subsidy. Recent changes to the subsidy program now see that recipients who have gone through the application process are now able to walk into retail outlets by providing a copy of the FEA bill and valid ID, receive the STB then and there. Previously, the subsidy plan was being implemented through roadshows and use of vouchers, which limited Wailesi's ability to be at multiple places at the same time. Through deploying an online customer subscriber management system and linking with the retailers of the STBs, Wailesi has been able to make this process a lot quicker and streamlined for the benefit of these recipients. The subsidy program now covers households that use their own generators or renewable energy systems, as well as households that will require a satellite STB receiver, as they may be out of the terrestrial reach. Wailesi has made a conscious choice, Mr. Speaker, by investing in a state-of-the-art containerized transmission solution whereby the equipment, including transmitters, generators, battery backup, solar panels, UPS systems, will be housed in a purpose-built containerized modular data center capable of surviving harsh weather conditions. We continue to receive receptions. Through using renewable energy on site, Wailesi is targeting the reduction of electricity usage at transmission sites by at least 40%. Recent tests following the full commissioning of the Nakombo-Levu site revealed that during the day, the entire site could be run just through the use of the solar panels, and the site only resorted to using mains power during the evening. Madam Speaker, this approach personifies Wailesi's and indeed our government's commitment to investing in sustainable green energy solutions and is in line with our vision of environmental sustainability as per our COP23 presidency. In the future, Madam Speaker, Walesi in its future plans is looking at providing cellular backhaul capacity to our telecommunications service providers to facilitate the expansion to rural and maritime areas. This will allow these areas to have additional services such as broadband and voice services. We are seriously looking at this as to how we can get more footprint as far as internet connection is concerned. Madam Speaker, it is the plan of government to achieve one of the quickest and most ambitious analog switch-off schedules ever seen. Our rollout has been hailed by industry experts as one of the quickest that has ever happened anywhere, where within a space of days an entire network throughout the country was simultaneously switched on. Currently we are working or going through a period of simulcast where the analog and digital platforms would run together. Early analog switch-off will ensure that ongoing variable high operating costs for the broadcasters will be replaced by a fixed monthly rental fee for the broadcasters. This will give broadcasters certainty to plan and invest in programming instead of infrastructure. So we look after the infrastructure, they need to be able to look after the programming and improve content. The government is, however, mindful of the need to work with the broadcasters in establishing these timelines, and will work with them in developing a switch-off schedule that responds positively to the requirements of the industry. It is in our view that we can achieve the switch-off by June of 2019, which is about a year away. This will place Fiji as the first Pacific Island nation to complete its analog switch-off. The spectrum will be freed up by the switch-off, will then be relocated for the use of broadband expansion, and will give our telecommunications sector a further boost in improving rural connectivity. Madam Speaker, the analog to digital migration presents Fiji with immense opportunities, one that not only ensures access to crystal clear television broadcast service, but an avenue to disseminate information, knowledge and entertainment. It provides the sector an opportunity to provide modern, cutting-edge broadcasting services to the people whilst utilizing the most efficient and environmentally sustainable technologies. Walesi has made huge investments in creating its own support structure, from linking through the provision of redundant power options to ensuring Fijians have access to a high availability digital broadcasting service, Madam Speaker. I would like to assure all Fijians that this is only the start. Walesi will continue to make these investments and improve its service delivery. In a short span of time, Madam Speaker, since the launch of the service in December last year, Walesi has become a household name. It is indeed heartening to hear how something as simple as a television broadcasting is putting smiles on the faces of ordinary Fijians. As Walesi further strengthens its infrastructure over the coming year, further improvements in coverage and content will be made. This momentum is one that will not stop, and Fijians will continue to have high expectations for better service, better coverage and better value. Madam Speaker, we would like to highlight that through the use of both satellite and terrestrial technologies, Fiji, right at this very moment, can proudly claim to be one of the very few countries in the developing world, and certainly the only island nation in the Pacific to have universal access to free-to-air television broadcasting services. Madam Speaker, this is of course one of the proudest achievements of the government, and will be one of the key legacies for generations to come. As discussed, Madam Speaker, I had a morning meeting with the Australian High Commissioner, as discussed with his Minister of Education, the CCEM, that we're also looking at by using the satellite, the digital television to roll out various educational programs. So if, for example, we're rolling out lessons in English, we must have somebody who's in Oniata, Lao, or somebody in Kandavu, Rotuma, or somebody in deep rural Viti Levu, deep rural Vanua Levu, or even the urban centre, have access to the same curriculum. So if we're having a lesson half an hour on English grammar, everybody in Fiji, every single child will have access to that. It won't be limited. So this provides us that opportunity through the rollout of digital television to provide that accessibility. The opportunity, Madam Speaker, also as far as internet connectivity is concerned, with the switchover from analog to digital television, we will be freeing up the frequency, which gives us more ability to actually get into the broadband space, to give us a level of connectivity. As we've said previously, digital age, many people have said, is the great equalizer, but it can also be the greatest disequalizer if that technology is not spread amongst everybody. And digital television in Fiji, Madam Speaker, has provided that opportunity for us to do so, and Walesi, Madam Speaker, has achieved that objective for government. Thank you very much.